Millions of entrepreneurs register an LLC, assuming the paperwork alone will lock the deadbolts on their personal wealth. But the moment they sign for a business vehicle or a line of credit using their personal social security number, that legal protection vanishes. They are operating as sole proprietors wearing a corporate mask. That signature is a personal guarantee. It tethers your home, your personal savings, and your family's financial future to the unpredictable fate of a commercial project or a company fleet. The world's largest enterprises avoid this risk. Walmart and major home builders acquire massive delivery fleets and thousands of acres of real estate without ever submitting a CEO's personal FICO score to a lender. They operate behind the institutional veil. Elite corporations use specific board resolutions and non-recourse step systems. These mechanisms establish a standalone legal entity designed to absorb 100% of the operational risk, leaving the executives insulated. True asset protection requires the structural severance of your personal liability from your corporate acquisitions. Stepping onto a dealership lot is a psychological trap designed for retail consumers. To break the pattern, you must bypass the floor sales staff and demand a meeting with the commercial fleet manager. You force the dealership to treat the purchase as an institutional transaction by presenting a commercial profile packet. This binder contains your official corporate resolution authorizing the purchase, your active entity filings, and your IRS-issued EIN document. This packet shifts the underwriting requirement away from your personal credit score and toward a specific commercial metric, the internal bank rating. This chart shows the commercial bank rating metrics lenders use to evaluate viability. Automated algorithms measure your average daily cash balance, assigning a rating from a low 4 up to a mid 5. Notice these thresholds. If your operating account maintains a daily balance between $10,000 and $40,000 for 90 consecutive days, you hit a low 5 to mid 5 rating. This liquidity signals algorithms to bypass personal credit checks. This same logic applies to acquiring institutional capital. If you want a high-limit corporate cash card, applying through a standard bank website often forces you to enter a social security number. You have to visit a physical branch and sit down with a commercial relationship manager. You inform the manager that your corporate bylaws prohibit board members from extending personal guarantees. You request the commercial underwriting application that runs strictly off your EIN, corporate financials, and board resolution. By combining that physical application with your mid-5 bank rating, you utilize the capitalization option. Major financial institutions will issue high-limit Visa and MasterCard cash lines based purely on the liquidity sitting in your business accounts. Executing capital and vehicle acquisitions as formal board actions provides access to institutional leverage while maintaining a barrier against personal financial risk. It seems counterintuitive, but acquiring a commercial plaza or an industrial warehouse is structurally easier to finance than buying a standard single-family home. Commercial lenders evaluate risk using the Debt Service Coverage Ratio, or DSCR. They focus entirely on the physical asset's ability to generate cash flow, ignoring the buyer's personal financial history. This diagram shows how lenders calculate that metric. They take the property's net operating income and divide it by the total debt service, which is the annual cost of the mortgage. If a warehouse generates $125,000 in operating income against $100,000 in debt payments, the DSCR is 1.25. At this ratio, the property mathematically cleanses its own debt, and the bank's primary risk is mitigated. Securing a strong DSCR makes non-recourse debt available. Under a non-recourse loan, if the commercial deal collapses, the lender is restricted to foreclosing on the property itself. The corporate officers and their personal assets remain untouched. You can multiply this leverage through zoning arbitrage. Your board passes a resolution to petition the local municipality to change a property's zoning from residential to commercial. The moment that variance is approved, the property's value is determined by its new commercial income potential rather than neighborhood comparable sales. Real estate wealth is built by mathematically repositioning an asset's legal use and cash flow potential within a corporate structure. Asset acquisition is the first step, but it is incomplete without advanced internal documentation. Without these records, a plaintiff's attorney can claim your business is an alter ego, allowing them to pierce the corporate veil and seize your personal wealth. Elite asset managers defend against this using unanimous written consents. These specialized documents codify every executive decision, from signing a commercial lease to buying a fleet vehicle. They provide the records needed to show the entity is governed by a formal board, not run out of a sole proprietor's back pocket. A major vulnerability for entrepreneurs is underfunding. If you casually transfer your own personal cash into the business to help close a deal, a judge can view the company as financially invalid and strip away your protections. To prevent this, any personal cash injection must be structured through a formal document, like this corporate promissory note and paid-in capital agreement. By dictating a strict amortization schedule and market rate interest, you establish a legally recognized boundary between the owner and the entity. During physical renovations, that corporate boundary is tested by subcontractors. A single on-site injury or unpaid materials bill can result in a mechanics lien, a legal claim that attaches to your property and freezes your equity. Top builders neutralize this threat by implementing a vendor iron curtain using conditional and unconditional lien waivers. They never issue a progress check until the contractor signs a waiver, surrendering their legal right to sue the property. By architecting these precise legal barriers and executing this suite of internal documentation, you adopt the legal framework utilized by institutional titans. You are no longer a vulnerable individual. You are the architect of a corporate fortress.